What up, everyone? It's your boy, Sitemangala, the Reverend of the Revolution, welcoming you to another edition of your Daily Revolution. Today's topic, lawsuits, love, and letting go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. You know, I've never been in a lawsuit before until now. And I don't share this with you to have any pity or to be a victim or to tell you my story. I'm just letting you know the facts. I'm in a lawsuit right now. Someone is suing me. So at first glance, the normal thing is to like, hey, what did I do wrong? Like what's going on? And you have his perspective, I've got my perspective. And obviously there's this thing called ego or pride. Now, I don't need to go into details because that's irrelevant for you. But what is relevant for you is that I am thankful for the lawsuit. Here's why. Up till now, I've run my businesses and I've done really well without any type of legal or lawsuits or anything that requires my attorneys. And now, this forces my hand to jump into the legal world to make sure I am fully protected on all fronts, on all sides. This, a couple years ago, I did this event called Kokoro, and it's a 50-hour event, and it's tough. And I actually did a podcast on this, and one of our teammates, he finished Kokoro, and then he died right on the spot. He literally died. And my heart went out to him, his wife, and his kids, to Mark Devine, who does a phenomenal job. And, it's patterned after BUD/S and Navy SEAL work. And there's people who die in training to become a SEAL. That's kind of part of life, especially if you're going to be doing SEAL work. So I thought about that a couple of years ago, like, wow, what if that happened in one of my events? Or what if something happened and there's this big lawsuit that could take me out? Well, grateful and thankful that I have not had that happen. And because I am being sued right now, instead of being a victim, instead of turning to fear and doubt and uncertainty and worry and letting it consume my mind and marinating on this whole thing, I've chosen to take the other path, which is there is a gift here. Now, I can say this right now, and I will say it with all my heart. This is not easy. It's not. Regardless of who's right, who's wrong, what's right, what's wrong, the moment you enter into the wheels of justice, it can be challenging. And the individual suing me fully believes that he's right. I believe that I'm right. And we are now going to the law to handle it. And at first, I will tell you, I was angry. I was afraid. This was something unfamiliar and something new. And I was unsure of how to deal with this. And so, obviously, once I got my attorney, I love it. Him and his partner said, don't worry. This is our job. Just stay calm. That's all I needed to hear. And I began to ask more powerful questions, such as, well, what's the lesson and what's the gift here? What is the lesson and gift in a lawsuit? What is the gift here in a lawsuit? And I will tell you right now, the lesson and the gift in a lawsuit is really simple. Number one, I can choose love, not hate. Love, meaning I love my wife and my kids. I love the people that I serve. I love the people that I've never met, but that listen to my voice, read my blogs, my Facebook posts, my books. And there's more books and there's more programs. This is my calling. This is my purpose in life. I am doing the thing that I knew I was born to do. Can you have love in your life for the people that sue you? And maybe they're not suing you. Maybe they've wronged you. Maybe they've stole from you. Maybe they've hurt you. I remember 10 years ago in the mortgage industry when that thing collapsed, I had $1 million+ of my own money plus another $1 million of investors' money that disappeared, that was mishandled, mismanaged, and stolen. And instead of sitting on it and getting mad and angry and letting my ego consume me, I chose to move on and to love and to forgive and to move forward. So even if you have a lawsuit, or if you don't have a lawsuit, maybe you've got something else going on in your world. Maybe there's someone that's wronged you. Maybe there's someone that's currently lying about you and has got you in this place that's like they're doing you wrong. Can you have love for them? This is not easy to say, because right now, even as I talk about it, I get a little fired up. This is my family. This is my livelihood. I've done you no wrong. I've done you no harm. But his perspective is, so I'm not going to take that away from him. So with the lawsuit, there has this incredible opportunity to have the lesson and the love. And the lesson for me is to love. One of those lessons just to truly, can I love this process? Can I find the gifts and lessons? It's better that it happens now. Another one of the lessons is great. If I'm going to go do 5, 10, 20 million in a business, if I'm truly going to go become one of the great teachers and leaders of this generation to impact and reach and teach the masses and impact generations, well, I'm going to end up having to have attorneys regardless. What a better time to have it than right now, where I can choose, in this instance, to understand how justice works. Sure, I've watched Harvey Specter on Suits, and I've seen Law and Order, and you see all the movies. But then when you're in it, you realize this is a whole process. And I'm grateful for it. And I'm going to learn from it. And I'm not going to become bitter. I'm going to become better. I'm not going to let these stones bury me. I'm going to step on top of the stones to step up. Now, another thing, this thing called letting go. If you have a lawsuit, again, lawsuit is metaphoric or figurative for you listening. You might not have a lawsuit, but there might be something that is bothering you, something that's been eating at you, a relationship, something at work, something in your family. There might be something that's just completely challenging you. Number one, can you find the love and the gift inside of it? Like the lesson, there's a lesson there, find it. Number two, can you let go? Can you let go? I can promise you right now, I will not let this pull me down. And I'm going to let it go. There's a story that I love. It's a story about a doctor who works in this small town. And this doctor is frantically overworked, underpaid, visiting people. And he goes to a family to deliver the baby. And because he didn't properly sterilize his hands, this was back in the day, way back in the day. I believe that the story was that he ended up killing the baby and the wife. Not on purpose, but on accident. And the man whose wife and child died at the hands of this doctor, on accident for a doctor who was trying to do his best, was spiteful, was angry, was upset, visibly so. I would be too. I would be angry. I mean, I'm hurt just talking about it. And this man had a church leader who looked at him and said, let it go. Let it go. You worrying about this doctor who was trying his best will do you no good. It will only bury you and burn you in hate and envy and anger, the thing that you do not want. So let it go. I counsel to you, my brothers and sisters, my friends, listen to this podcast. I'm even emotional as I say this. But I promise you, the Reverend will become stronger because of my circumstances. I will become stronger because of the lawsuits. And anything else that comes my way, I will learn and fortify my walls of my business, of my family, and I will find the gifts. Will you find the gifts of the adversities that you face? Can you become better without becoming bitter? Can you allow the things that are happening to you happen for you? I'm honored that you're listening to my podcast. I have a favor to ask of you. If you have not left me a review on iTunes, will you go leave me a review? If this message resonates, will you share it? And if this message resonates, I'm inviting you to come join me at ProRev Live, PROREVLIVE.com. Our Prosperity Revolution Summit, our live training for 3 days. Final words, let it go. Whatever is eating you up, whatever hate, whatever anger, whatever ego and pride, let it go. Doesn't mean you got to become a doormat and be walked on. Go get things handled. Go confront, but be powerful and trust in the divine. Now, you better believe I'm not backing down. I'm not going to just tuck tail and leave, but I am going to listen to the voice, and I will listen to the counsel of my attorneys and of my loved ones, and I will listen because I know I will be guided in this thing to make the right decision. Will you? This is your boy, Tim God, reminding you, if you're going to create a life of real radical results, a life that you love, it will require you to pay the piper every single day so that you can get to the top of your mountains where your prize, your promised lands, and every possibility that you could ever want is waiting, just waiting for you. The revolution has begun. Will you join us? I'm out. For more info on joining the revolution and living your greatest life of prosperity today, go to www.yourdailyrevolution.com and join us in waking up, turning your brain on, and prospering today.